Bing.
Bang.
Bing bong.
Bing pong bing.
Yes.
So it's a tragedy, so I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just trying to see in the right mind of somebody. Would you ever, like, let's say you absolutely like something, like it was like, I don't know, like let's say Titanic. Like you want to really, like, you like the story of it, you like all that stuff. But then you get the opportunity to get into a small sub and go down.
No.
You going down? Like, I don't mean to laugh, but I'm like, I'm sitting there and like this will kind of give context to the timing of this video. But I'm like, man,
It's about the missing submersible.
Yeah.
It's not even a submarine. It was a submersible.
Right.
A submarine is designed to stay underwater for a long time. A submersible is a vehicle that goes down for a period and back up, but it's not designed to stay down.
No.
Submarines could just stay underwater for like a long time.
But they were reading like the form that you sign. Like it's pretty much saying like, do you sign your death warrant?
Because you're
now?
in a box with very limited. I mean, I don't know what the extent. I know I'd seen one of those little short videos of how deep is the ocean, right? And it's just like, okay, there's this, and then there's like visible light, and then some like giant octopus, and then you just keep going. They're like, okay, then the Empire State Building fits in here, and then it just keeps going. All of a sudden, like the wreckage of the Titanic. I'm like, dang, that thing's deep.
It's 9 Empire State Buildings deep.
So, okay, so back to your question. No, I'm not at all curious about what happened to some
Well, it's just like if you were like
boat tragedy.
if you're in love with like the story,
There's plenty of videos and all kinds of stuff, and plus they've sent things down there and they've videoed stuff. There's you don't have to go look at it. This isn't deep sea diving.
Yeah,
Even people that do some of those divings where they go like in caves, they don't sometimes come out because it's like they're looking for pockets of air, and it's like they may not be.
That's actually what happened to my wife's old boss.
Cave diving?
Yeah, he went into that cave in Florida. I take that back. Somebody knows what happens. He always had a GoPro on him. Mm-hmm. But him and his other diver didn't come out. And so the other divers had to go in there and retrieve the bodies.
They just drowned.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. It's kind of like the Army or whatever. Don't leave another buddy behind. Mm-hmm. So they both perished.
Right.
But I just I'm sitting there and I'm like listening to him read this form, and I was like, I like the story of the Titanic, and all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know that first of all, I don't know that I'm going to throw $250,000 to go down there.
Right.
Secondly, then I see the waiver that I got to sign.
Yeah. But I mean, it wouldn't be any different if they try to do space explorations and stuff. So they say, hey, you want to go up?
The other thing that I don't understand is, you would think with all the technology we have, so they said even if this thing is floating and they still haven't found it, they're still going to run out of air.
Right.
The thing is bolted from the outside.
Right.
I'm like, don't we have something?
There has to be, even in the trunk of a car, they got the emergency release. If the people from the inside want to get out.
They're just sitting there saying, well, even if they're floating, they're still in danger because they can't.
Is it because of the pressure that it would have been under? They needed not to be openable?
Yeah, but they had on another guy that's actually been down to the wreckage, not in this submersible, in a different one. It actually had an escape hatch.
Right.
Because they had multiple ones of them, and apparently the one that went down before something happened, one of the people that were on it freaked out, went and opened the hatch down there, and of course they're goners. But the guy though that was telling the story was like, he was down there. They got stuck in between the propeller and the actual boat when they were down there, and for like an hour, the guy's trying to wiggle this thing out, and the guy that was the announcer. He's like, it was all her speaking. He goes, we had communications to the boat though. Like he goes, I don't know what happened here. He was actually talking because it was in Russian. Here with this boat, like I don't understand. They're saying they can send text messages, and I was like, well, if there's an older version of this submersible that could actually talk to the what's like what have we gone back to the Stone Ages? Like we haven't figured this out, transmission yet?
Yeah. So how long has there been no communication?
2 days.
Yeah, that's
So they got 4 days worth of air on it.
right, but they were already in flight, or
Yeah, they were an hour and 45 minutes. It takes 2 hours to get down to it. Last transmission was an hour and 45 minutes into it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see why there's no hatch, because
Well,
even
and
if you
then
wanted
they
to, I
don't-
think the
that-
pressure, I don't think it would work.
But there should be ways of sealing this thing like emergency. Like if an
It
old
has to maybe
submersible,
depressurize first.
but if an old submersible's got an escape hatch,
Right.
there's got to be a way to do this. And come on, like I understand sound doesn't go through whatever. They can't transmit. GPS doesn't work down there. But like the boat that they're on has no sonar or something. So the U.S.
Like a
Coast,
ping.
yeah, U.S. Coast Guard brought that in, and deep sonar to try to see if they could ping it, and then listening device. Why doesn't this boat have this already?
Well, you keep saying boat. It's more like a 5-person coffin.
No. The boat, like the boat has the boat
like
up
the
above,
mothership that
the
this thing
mothership.
came out of.
Yeah.
Right.
That they lost transmission with this.
Right.
You're relying on a text message?
Yeah. No.
It just doesn't look good anyway, because they haven't heard like the experts, the deep Navy SEALs got, not Navy SEALs, but the diving experts in the Navy are like, yeah, you would think they'd be pounding on the hull, the titanium hull, with a wrench or something so we can hear them, and we're not hearing anything.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be found, but I don't think the likelihood that they're alive is good at all. But you had a few years ago, not a few years ago, it was a while ago, that missing plane.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to this thing? They even made a whole special about it. I stopped watching. I watched 2 episodes. I'm like, they're never going to find it, so I'm not going to watch all these episodes to keep asking questions. I mean, the whole plane went missing.
Gone.
Like, is it debris? They found nothing.
I think that, well, I don't know. Some say they did find debris, but they don't know if it's a part of that or not.
Right. But it would have been a lot more debris.
Right.
There would have been things that float. A whole plane.
But,
they always find
But
stuff.
going back to our last episode on qualifications to be a pilot, from my understanding of all the information that they fought, one of those pilots was just not right in the head.
Right, but the other one was like the best there was.
Right.
He would never do that.
Wow.
So they're like, okay, if that was the case, then would he be able to like land it? Would he be able to like manage this thing?
No, I mean, if you're
would
not
he be
right,
able to move away?
but if you're not right, and the guy next to you is like the expert or whatever, is the good one, all this guy has to do is take him out.
Right.
And then he's got full control.
I don't know. Go back to the mental health episode that we had, just choosing happiness. It's like, if that's what's wrong with you, you shouldn't be in that room. You shouldn't be in that pilot position. Because you got other people's lives and with you.
Yep.
So this is where like serving comes in. There has to be an opportunity that you have where it's not about you, where you help others get their things done. And you do end up becoming a vehicle for others' success.
Yep.
And then it has to take attention away from whatever you think is going on with you or whatever is deficient with you. And then you're like, hey, I found value in what I'm doing. Even in my brokenness, there's value. But if you keep staying focused on the problem, you're going to come out with like a really bad answer. So as humans and as social beings, one of the worst things we could do is isolate and keep focused on ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's very important to remain social. It's very important to have accountability and also be able to seek help. Not self-help, not self-identified, not WebMD, not Google everything. I'm saying, like, go seek help. Find out what the thing is, what the answer is. And really, what's happened recently is because of the access to information, there's no validity of the information, and everyone's an expert.
Yeah.
Anyone with a camera is an expert.
We're not experts.
We're not experts. It's just informative. It's just, yeah. It's just,
we're unsatisfying.
Yeah, this should not be breaking news. By the time you're watching this, they probably found this thing. So we're not talking. We were just reading about it today, and we're talking about it. But just, it's like, would you? Because I know a couple episodes ago we were talking about like the drones and would you get on? It would be the same waiver, bro.
True.
You'd have to sign a waiver, and then people are like, "What did you think? Get on this flying helicopter?" You know, it's like you take a helicopter. You have to sign a waiver. You got to sign a waiver to go jump on a trampoline. People do that. They get neck injuries. They're done. One bad jump, you know? There's a lot of trampoline accidents every year. People buy them. People jump on them, with or without waivers. Yeah. So you take a risk all the time. I was reading about the 5 people. A couple of them were like Marine people, and the rest of them were not. They were just kind of on a expedition.
Well,
the father-son?
Yeah. Well...
That's just
they're
like
one of the richest people in Pakistan,
right?
Or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you had no business doing this. This shit.
And you're taking your son with you,
right? I mean, that's like, it's just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, it's and some of the videos they were showing of like the stuff. It's like you would think that this thing would be a little higher tech. Like, I mean, he's controlling it with the Sony PlayStation joystick, which I'm not saying like this stuff can't be done. I'm just saying like they have like white Sharpie writing on a painted black part, the on off. Like, it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, was this made in the backyard somewhere?
This thing's been cobbled together.
Yeah, you ever seen those antique aquatic, like suits and stuff? Looks scary.
Yeah.
Same stuff. They got bolts and the big dome on it. It's got like a rubber hose coming out of it. Duct tape on the side. It's like, does this work? They did. It had like bricks at the bottom. You could just walk on the ocean floor.
What was that movie? That was a good movie. Talk about diversity. It was the black guy that was trying to be the first diver. I can't remember the movie. It was good though, if I remember it all.
Shame on you for not remembering.
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I can't even.
I didn't even watch it.
I can't even use my phone because it's being used to record.
Thank you for serving with your phone. Yeah. So unless there's better information out there, we'll keep you posted. But please don't use this as news or information. You're gonna be like,
totally disappointed.
Did you see what happened? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there might be a time where Dog and Scoot are on live. Then we could talk about it. We could take questions. Right. What do you guys think? But for right now, this is what's happening today. It may not be happening at the time you hear it. This is what our 2 cents are on the submersible situation, the tragedy of the submersible.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. And that's not a good way to do whatever the cost.
I might pay to actually be on the boat with one of the remote control ones. That'd be kind of cool.
Even if they had a live stream of it, I probably would not stop. I would stop watching after like a few minutes. I mean, once they get down there, maybe I'll tune in. But 2 hours of descent,
yeah,
I don't have that kind of time.
No,
I'll watch Spider-Man. Peace out.
Peace out. What am I doing here? There we go.
Yeah.